Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 1, Onikakushi. So, last episode, we pretty much started the game, or started the story, I mean. We met our protagonist, Keiichi, his friends, Rena, Mion, Rika, Satoko, and yes, as expected, we just began, so it's very chill still. It's very slice of life-esque. And I kind of enjoy it. I expected it to be like that. So in this episode, it's probably going to be more of those slice of life thingies, right? But we're just going to have to see. So yes, let us continue. Let's go. So this one, load. Yes. Continue. So we were in the school last time, right? And then we went home. I took it a little too easy in the morning of my day off, so I was totally late. And to top it off, that pesky mom of mine pushing a return journey errand on me just as I'm trying to leave the house. Today was the day Rena and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Rena and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place.
Kei-chan, 遅いぞ。
悪い悪い。責めるのは昨夜の面白かった特番に行ってくれ。
ほう、女の子との待ち合わせに遅刻して言い訳がそれってわけ？
みーちゃんだって今来たばかりなんだよ。
昨夜の密着24時間面白かったしねえ。
A day in the life of... Okay. She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rena really did make a picnic.
ケイちゃん、あの後レナ大張り切りだったらしいよ。
別に俺がけしかけたわけじゃないだろう。
So yeah, they were talking about like a picnic last time, right? So Rena actually did it.
そんな大変じゃなかったから気にしないでよ。ね。
And she's blushing again.
昨夜から今朝まであのテンションらしいよ。
How do you know?
責任取れんの？
わかった。俺も男だ。責任は取る。
Otaku.
責任ってなんだろう。
Not that kind of responsibility. As we both turned around, slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except that this was a Rena we were talking about here.
2キロくらいかな。
2 kilos? What do you mean 2 kilos?
レナね、荷物持つときよっこらしょって言ってた。
2 kilos of food?
5キロ。
5 kilos of food. That's a lot though.
それはオーバ
You're exaggerating.
ー。ケイチ君男の子だから。
I mean, everyone loves Rena's cooking though, so they're gonna finish all of it.
きっといっぱい食べるだろうと思ってたくさんね。もう行こう。よっこらよっこ。
Just from this way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunch boxes.
先生、俺も5キロ。
手伝いはするけど全部食べるんだからね。レナを悲しませたら許さないよ。
The only thing I could do at the moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys strutting to work on the weekends out there or out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. Dude, if I were in a place like this, like what year was this? 1983, right? Then I would love it. I would love to go in a place like this. Peaceful, quiet, right? As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around.
あ、こんにちは。
こんにちは。あら、そちらは。確か、前原くんだったかしら。
Dude, why is her voice so seductive though? Ada. The hell, man? My two companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passerby even knew my name.
なんで俺ってこんなに有名人なんだ？
I mean, I guess you are the new kid in town, that's why. We passed through people, and when all three of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid.
悲しいかな。ひなみ沢は人が少ないからね。みんな顔見知りなんだよね。
つまりなんだ？知らない顔が歩いてれば、それは自動的に新しく引っ越してきた前原さんってことになるわけか。
うん、そういうことになるね。
Okay. It was a process of elimination. You could only pull it off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare though.
もちろんわかるよ。最初に会ったのが牧野林店の竹蔵おじさん。趣味は盆栽と尺八なんだよ。
Bonsai?
次が乾物屋の次男の大輔くん。趣味は狙撃で、将来の夢は超 A 級スナイパーだとか。
Sharpshooting, Daisuke-kun.
それで今の人は入江診療所の看護師のミオさん。
Man, I guess these guys are not really, what do you call this, big characters because we don't really see their faces, just the
趣味は
names.
野鳥の観察と撮影だって。
すれ違った全員の名前までわかるのかよ。
True. She knows everyone.
プロフィールまで。
And even their profiles. Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rena exchanged looks and burst into laughter.
はあね。ここいらは都会みたいにご近所付き合いが希薄じゃないからね。
試しに聞いてみよう。今ここにいる俺は誰だ？
前原圭一くん。
Keiichi-kun.
意地悪なこと言うけど、本当は優しいテレ屋さん。
転校してきてようやく3週間。趣味は昼寝。最近トランクス派に転向
Wait, how do you know that though?
したよね。
もういいもういい。
トランクス。
And Rena is blushing yet again.
それもいい。
Apparently there is absolutely nothing you can keep me hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with.
これじゃあさ、俺のための案内ってより俺のお披露目みたいだな。
そうだね。うちらさ、これだけ賑やかに練り歩いてたからね。
Oh,
みん
sorry.
な思うんじゃない？ケイちゃんもひなみ沢に馴染んでくれたんだって。
ひなみ沢は過疎だから。村中みんなが新しい仲間を歓迎してくれてるの。
It's shrinking now. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out again the same way.
あら、こんにちは。仲良しそうでいいわね。
藤島さんちのおばさんだよ。
Fujishima-san.
こんにちは。
あら、
前原くん両手に花でいいわね。どう？生活はもう慣れた？
Instead of regurgitating, how do you pronounce that? But a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was.
グッド。
Good. As I looked back over to Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink.
でね、そろそろお昼にしないかな。
Oh.
かな。
Finally, the best, what do you call this? The best moment of the journey? Eating. Rena's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other.
俺も男だ。努力はする。だが量が多すぎる。
よしケイちゃん、ここはおじさんに任せなさい。
Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class rep.
レナ、どうせ食べるならさ、見晴らしのいいところで食べない？
ああ、うん。それいい。賛成。
Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Okay, where are we now? Oh, a shrine. A temple. Shrine and temple? Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling.
ここはね、古出神社っていうの。
Furude Shrine.
多分見晴らしが一番いいところかな。
ここの場所、よく覚えといてね。もうすぐここでお祭りがあるんだから。
Festival?
へえ、祭りにしちゃちょっと早いシーズンだよな。
綿流しは夏祭りじゃなくてね、昔は冬の終わりを喜ぶお祭りだったらしいよ。
I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer.
さて、弁当を広げてと。
Various colored lunch boxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Okay, hey Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know. You should have invited the two kids as well, right?
こんにちはです。
Oh, there, Rika's here. As I was saying, and then they arrived. It was Rika-chan and Satsuko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. Yeah, I see. This was her secret plan. The power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. So I guess she invited both of them? Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty.
騒がしいから来てみれば、これは何ですの？
見りゃわかるだろ。これからランチタイムだ。ビュッフェスタイルだ。レナの手作り弁当に舌鼓だ。
そんなの見ればわかるでございますわ。どうして人様の庭でご座なんか広げてますの？
神社は公共の場所だぞ。勝手に独占するな。
圭一の言う通りですよ。みんなのお庭にしますです。
Maybe they actually live here though.
くー、やっぱりリカちゃんはいい子だな。座りな、そこ。一緒に食べよう。
After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko.
ちょっとお待ちなさいな。私はどこに座ればいいんですの？
お前に座る場所はないし、食べる分もない。
大丈夫だよ。さとこちゃんの分もちゃんとあるから。
ない。さとこの分も俺がいただく。
そんなことは許せませんの。リカ。はい、お箸です。
Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other.
いやはやケイちゃん乗せるのうまいわほんと。才能あるのかもしれない。
はい、お皿。みーちゃんもリカちゃんも。
Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates.
僕たちも頑張らないとなくなってしまうです。
そうだね。よし参戦と行くかな。
いっぱい食べてね。ちゃんとみんなの分あるから。
Rena said as she opened up a thermos. So they got tea, I suppose, right? Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. Oh!
そのハンバーグは渡しませんわ。
Is there an option, for example, to hide this? I mean, this one in the bottom, the text, right? And then so you can see the full image.
いや肘は反則だろサトコ。
I don't want to touch anything because I might actually click something, but in other visual novels, you can hide this, right?
襟首をつかむのも反則でございます。
It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in her proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and it gave me the upper hand.
最後のミートボール。
校長サトコ破れたり。
Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that, it made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. Okay. This is how our meals usually go. I do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. True. I mean, yeah, they're having fun. Good times, right? So the intense battle calmed. And finally, everyone reached the point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from a thermos, I let out a small sigh.
日本語ってやつはさ、どうしてこう味に対する賛辞が少ないんだろうな。
食事中の団らんって考えがそもそも近代に入ってからだからじゃない？
昔の人は無言で食事を済ませたそうだし、作る人もちょっぴり寂しかったろうね。きっと昔の人は食べるのに忙しくて味を褒める暇もなかったのですわ。
That's just you, Satoko. Yeah, it's only you.
でもね、美味しいの一言だけでも嬉しいよ。苦労の甲斐があったかなって。
She blushed a little as she said that.
美味しいです。
With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence.
Huh?
After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof.
リカちゃん、お持ち帰りじゃなくて、ありがとう。本当に美味しかったですよ。
Rena flashed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it.
リカちゃんには褒めてもらったお礼に、じゃーん。
Okay, what is she gonna give her?
これをサービスね。
Special. 2 apple rabbits. After toothpicks into them, she thrusts them toward Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. Ooh, what is gonna happen now?
なんだよ
Okay,
サト
oh
コ
my god, I thought something was gonna happen. It's Satsuko again.
その挑戦的な目は。
皆さんにはレナさんのリンゴを獲得できるだけの賛辞が用意できまして。
強気じゃんよ。ボキャ品のあんたにどんな賛辞が思いつくっての？
ではご覧遊ばせ。
After Sadako flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly.
エレナお姉ちゃんのお弁当、サトコも美味しかったよ。
Oh, okay. Sadako looked up at her proudly while talking cutesy. Shows he's trying to be like Rika. Wait, what? How is that a praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is Rena. This is a Rena limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena. Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rena glumped Satsuko and began rubbing her cheek against her.
かいかい。サトコちゃんもかいいよ。お持ち帰り。はう。
Swish, stab, whoosh. Satsuko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with a defiant gaze. It only took 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair. To think she had such a trick.
悔しければレナさんにご褒美がもらえるような賛辞をお考え遊ばせ。
God damn it. That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even a praise.
サトコ、それで勝てたつもりとはね。あんたらの底の浅い技とはわけが違うものを見せてあげようじゃない。
それは頼もしいぜミオ。それはどんな技なんだ。
やるのはケイちゃん。
は
見せてもらおうではございませんか。
Satsuko has that laugh, man. Like, in, I guess, animes or, yeah, some games, there's always this, like, rival to the main character, right? That laughs like this for some reason. Not always, but sometimes there's the laugh, though. It just reminds me of that kind of character.
豊島のあがきを。
The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satsuko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly.
本当に美味しいよな。これってさ、全部手作りなのかい？
ううん。実はね、これほとんど冷凍物なの。
じゃあレナの手作りのってどれだい？
その恥ずかしいな。教えなきゃダメ？どうしても？
From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria.
わかるよ。これでしょ。
Rena turned an even deeper shade of red. The words "I can't believe it" practically written on her face.
なんでわかるかな？レナの手作り。
Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher.
レナの 匂いがしたから。
Oh. She died. Silence enveloped the area. Rena, face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course I did
レ
too.
ナの手作りのリンゴのうさぎさんが食べたいななんて。
Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then at the moment, she just exploded. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits.
食べてねケイチ君。いっぱいあるんだよね。
Instantly, dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over.
はい、してケイチ君。
She liked it a lot. I mean, what Keiichi said, my head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squealing. One apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples.
ほうがはほほへはけごはひは。
ケイちゃん殉職見事なり。どうよサトコ、うちらの完全勝利だね。
こんなんて信じられないですの。悔しくないもん。
Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed the victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At the time, Rena stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something.
リカちゃん、食べないの？塩水強すぎたかな？かな？
Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled a toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it in her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do.
うさぎさんがかわいそうです。助けてあげてほしいです。
Wait, what the hell was it? Why is there blood there? That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. Oh, okay.
かいよ。今夜こそ絶対本持ち帰り。
She was just getting excited. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, and fixed them back up on a plate.
これでみんな寂しくないよね。これリカちゃんにあげるね。
Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee. After having that plate of rabbits shoved to her, she whispered,
僕たちが勝ちましたです。 逆転負け。
はひやもいいよ。
Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. Wait, what? Is it over? Oh yeah, this game, by the way. For example, we're playing Chapter 1 Onikakushi, right? And then we have like sub-chapters, I suppose. Okay, let's see. Okay, not yet. I thought it was over. I think there were chapters, right? For example, last episode we did Chapter 1 of this this game. Or this Chapter 1 of Chapter 1. So, I guess they were doing Chapter 2, right? It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly.
じゃあね、レナにケイちゃん、また明日ね。
ミオ、今日はありがとな。楽しかったぜ。
また明日ね。
Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended up with just Rena and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home.
ケイチくんも今日は付き合ってくれてありがとう。楽しかった？
ああ、楽しかった。 まだ家に帰るのが惜しいくらいだぜ。
じゃあさ、ちょっとだけ寄り道してもいいかな
A detour.
寄り
Okay.
道遠いのか？
ちょっと歩くけどすぐ済むから。
Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quietly nodded. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread off towards a swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recall it being in the newspaper.
今日は久しぶりだから何かあるかな。
久しぶりって、レナのようはあのゴミの山かよ。
ゴミじゃないよ。
I mean, she's blushing again. Look at this. I guess she's finding some items that people throw out, right? And she's been getting them.
レナにとっては宝の山だもん。
Yeah, one man's garbage. What is it saying again? I don't know. Rena had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here?
わあ、新しい山だ。ワクワク。
Waku Waku. What anime was saying Waku Waku? Was it Spy X Family, right? That was show, right? She descended the unstable slope with ease. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl.
おい待てよ、今行くから。あったたたた。
My city-raised self was completely pitiful.
いいよ、ケイチ君はそこにいて。すぐ済むから。
Rena kindly declined my accompaniment.
転ぶなよ。足元に気をつけろよ。
大丈夫だよ、大丈夫。全然平気。
Literally bounding among the heaps of trash, Rena disappeared from sight. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Rena around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. Then the cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to sleep a little, or I began to feel a little sleepy, Just as the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence, I startled and I turned around. Oh, new character. Standing there was a typical looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case.
おっと、びっくりした。
Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line.
驚いたのはこっちですよ。
ごめん。驚かすつもりはなかったんだ。君はひなみ沢の人かい？
I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious gaze, he introduced himself without my prompting.
僕は富武。
Tomitake-san.
フリーのカメラマンさ。ひなみ沢にはたまに来るんだ。
I didn't ask who you were, sir.
写真ってのは被写体に断ってから撮るのが礼儀なんじゃないんすかね。
ごめん。メインは野鳥の撮影でね。断った試しがないんだよ。
So what? You're saying I'm the same as the birds?
いや、夕闇に黄昏れる少年があまりにも絵になっていたんでね。 本人の許可を取らずにファインダーを覗いたことを謝るよ。
Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me. Except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself.
ケイチくん、待たせてごめんね。
He's back.
もう終わりにするから。
Rena popped her head out of from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand.
連れがいたのかい？お、彼女はあんなところで何をしているんだい？
That's what I wanted to know.
さあね、昔起こった殺人事件の死体でも探してるんじゃないですか？
Okay. Imagine if there was actually a corpse there, though. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh, I responded like I would if I were talking with Rennie and the others.
嫌な事件だったね。まだ見つかってないんだろ？
What? Actually, someone actually died? Okay.
ケイチくんお待たせ。待ったかな？
馬に蹴られる前に退散するかな？
Lovebird, you gonna blush again?
驚かせてすまなかったね、ケイチくん。
Keiichi-kun. Bye-bye, sir. He left. Tomitake-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit.
ケイチくん怒ってる？どうしてだろう？
It wasn't Rena's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now.
どうだった？掘り出し物は見つかったか？
聞いて。あのね、
Okay, what did you find?
ランディくん人形。
Colonel Randy? What is Colonel Randy?
ランディ君人形？
What is that?
ってあれか？ファーストフードの店の前に必ず置いてあるあの等身大人形の？
Oh, Colonel Randy. No, it's Colonel Sanders. I guess KFC, right?
そう、ランディくん。
So they have like a... What do you call that? Statue, I guess?
かい。お持ち帰りしたい。
What are you even gonna do with it, though? I mean, of course it looks good, right? Because you can see that only in like fast food stuff or parts, right? Or stores. But yeah, I would probably take it if I have space. I couldn't tell how she decides what is cute or not, but well, she seems to want it.
あれはゴミだろ。お持ち帰りしたきゃしてもいいんだぜ。
I mean, it's garbage, so no one would really care.
他の山の下敷きになってるの。簡単には掘り出せないし、あそこ明かりがないからすぐ暗くなっちゃうし。
Rena seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back.
俺も手伝ってやるよ。今日のうまかった弁当の恩返しってことでさ。
ありがとう。
Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us.
ケイチくんが手伝ってくれる。ランディくんをお持ち帰りできる。
Rena staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state.
なあレナ、あそこで昔なんかあったのか？
Ooh, here we go.
ダムの工事をやってたんだってね。詳しく知らないけど。
例えばさ、工事中になんかあったとか、事故とか。
知らない。
She's dead silent right now. I don't know, she says. Her tone was disturbingly frank. True though. Like you said, I don't know. Like, it's very straightforward, right? It sounded more like a denial than an answer. True. It's not like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression.
実はね、去年までよそに住んでたの。
What?
レナも転校生だったのか？俺はてっきり。
だからね、それ以前のことはよく知らないの。
I mean, she could be lying though, right?
ごめんね。
Don't really know, don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course, it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. If it's just like what Tomitaki-san said, then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. The Higurashi. Oh! Higurashi when they cry. Oh, okay, we finished the chapter, I guess. Myborough Manor and Damsite Murder. View new tips, okay. Okay, let's start with this one first. The Myborough Manor.
ケイちゃんってさ、すごいお金持ちってわけでもないの？
Keiichi's dad is a painter, right?
なんだよ突然。俺がいつ高級車で投稿したよ。
月の小遣いはいくらもらってる
1000円。
$10. I mean, 1983, and you pretty much live in the country, right? In the boonies, and you have food, so $10 is, I guess, okay, yeah.
あら、結構小市民的ですのね。
What?
お弁当のおかずも普通ですよ。お金持ちじゃないです。
Why does it feel like it hurts, honestly? What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and told that's a plebeian amount.
ごめんね、ごめんね。
Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expressions and started giggling.
ケイちゃんちってさ、すっごく大きいでしょ？だから建築中からひなみ沢中で前原屋敷って呼ばれて注目の的だったんだよ。
Myborough Manor.
あんなに大きいお家だから、どんなお金持ちなのかなってみんなで噂し合ってたの。
I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge, but yeah, if your family bought land, right? They could make a big house if they can. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. It doesn't mean you're rich though.
私の推理では、お家を建てるのにお金をかけすぎて貧乏になってしまったと考えてましたよ。貧乏でかわいそうかわいそうです。
Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar.
諸君らの楽しい想像をぶち壊すようで悪いが、うちは金持ちでも貧乏でもないぞ。極めて平均的な普通の家庭だ。
They're just a normal, average household.
あれだけ大きな家は普通とは言わないって。しかも玄関は立派で、門は大型車も入れるようになってるし。絶対普通じゃないって。
They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. But it's very big though, look at it. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of his work are hung up in different places. There are a bunch of different, yeah, all of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. So I guess only, yeah, the lower parts, I suppose, right? He planned it out so people and cars could come in and see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Myberg family actually use is a very plain and simple one. I guess this one near the, what do you call this again? The lamp, not the lamppost, but yeah, near this one. I forgot what it's called. But the interior is much different from how it looks outside.
ぜひ今度ケイちゃんの家を探検してみたいよな。お金持ちじゃないと主張しながらもあの邸宅、一体何が隠されているのか。
いいものが隠されてるといいな。
Rena is thinking if they have something cute inside the house, and she's blushing yet again.
きっと家具を買うお金もなくなってて殺風景な部屋がいっぱいなのですわ。
And then Satoko is just mocking Keiichi.
絨毯のお部屋ならぜひゴロゴロしてみたいですよ。それいいね、それいいね。レナもゴロゴロしたい。
Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the lady, so he might even let them look around his studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Okay, I guess we're finished with the tips. The Damn Site Murder Dismemberment Newspaper Edition. Let's check it out. I guess we're gonna get our first look at what is happening here. Or maybe a new tip, I mean. June 1979. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, late at night. Suspects were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on this date at 9 p.m., where they were suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group. A site overseer? So I guess the... what do you call this? The suspects are people from Hinamizawa, right? Because site overseer was remembering his body and hiding it. On the blank at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. Blank. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. I mean, the guy probably could have just said he was the one who did it, right? Okay. So yes, we will end our episode there. So as I said earlier, I think there are chapters of this one, right? But we will have to see if we'll do like one chapter per episode. Because maybe the other chapters might be very long, right? For this one is much shorter from when we did last time, right? Last time was more than an hour, right? But as expected, it is still more of the slice of life thingies, right? And it's fun though. We had a picnic with our friends in a shrine. And then Rena and Keiichi went to a, what do you call it again? Dumpster, I suppose. We saw a new character, Tomitake-san, a photographer. And we learned of this dismemberment in Hinamizawa, a murder dismemberment happened on 1979. So maybe this is our big horror stuff to this, right? To this game. We will have to see. But yeah, at least we learned a little bit that there actually something happened in this place, right? But we will have to see what. So I guess next episode, I think more of the slice of life thingies, plus a little bit of the stories again, right? Of what happened. Maybe. We'll have to see. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 1, Onikakushi in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye-bye.